Morning, everyone. My name is Kathleen McGinnis, Director of Community Relations for Smith Life Home Care. And welcome to this morning's version of Ask the Expert. Smith Life Home Care is your host this morning, and Smith Life Home Care is serving families in Montgomery County, Washington, D.C., and the Charles E. Smith Life Communities campus, and we're helping them age in place. We're delighted to have CaringMatters on this morning, their Chief Executive Officer, Allison Stearns, and she's going to tell us a little bit about how CaringMatters can help you in your community, wherever you are in the metropolitan area. So, Allison, thank you so much for joining us today. We're delighted to have you with us. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to CaringMatters?
Sure, of course. Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. Again, I'm the CEO of CaringMatters. I have been with the organization for 8 years and started out my career in counseling and public health with my educational background, and have been working for over 30 years in community health and behavioral health, working with children, youth, and families, and became very involved in the nonprofit community in Montgomery County about 15 years ago. And sort of in a backwards way, came to find out about CaringMatters, fell in love with the mission, and have really just been honored to be a part of it ever since.
Thank you. We too have participated at many events with CaringMatters as you do your outreach to the community, and I am impressed with your background and also your mission. And that's my next question is can you share a little bit? Surprisingly enough, there might be people out there who don't know about the background and mission of CaringMatters. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So CaringMatters, which I should also say was founded as Hospice Caring. We were called Hospice Caring until about 3 years ago. And we were founded in 1989 as a non-medical hospice, an organization that provides social support services and community education so that nobody dies or grieves alone. We were founded to provide volunteer support services for people with terminal illness and work kind of hand in hand with medical hospices, but over the years have evolved to serve lots of people with serious illness, whether they're in medical hospice or still pursuing curative treatment. And many people just can benefit from that extra set of hands where we have volunteers that will go and provide companionship and just different kinds of social and emotional support and practical support and errands for people. We also do a wide range of services for people who are grieving the death of a loved one. We were founded as a grassroots organization, almost all volunteer run. Over the years, it's kind of evolved where we now have a staff of about 12 people, and many of them are part-time, but we still have over 200 volunteers.
Whoa, that's pretty significant. So I was surprised when I met with you last to find out about the breadth of programs, and that's our next question. You know, what kind of support and programs does CaringMatters provide? It's pretty significant.
Yeah, we have actually 4 core program areas. We have our patient and caregiver services. So we have a program called Volunteer Helping Hands, and that's what I referenced a few minutes ago, where we have a team of trained and screened volunteers who, free of charge, will go into the homes, whatever that might look like, whether it's a private home, an assisted living, a nursing home, a hospital, wherever the person is residing in Montgomery County, and provide companionship and just an extra set of hands to help for up to 4 hours a week. That's our Volunteer Helping Hands program. We also have a really rich partnership with the Aquilino Cancer Center and the White Oak Cancer Center, both of Adventist Healthcare, where we provide some community resource navigation and help cancer patients to identify resources that are in the community and available to them that they may not have known about, to help just make their cancer journey a little bit easier, non-medical resources, supports to keep their costs down, to build opportunities for their families to have sort of special activities and special bonding time together during a really difficult time. And then we do a lot with adult bereavement support right now because of COVID. All of our support groups are happening virtually over Zoom, and it's working really well. We have about 14 groups a week for adults who are grieving the death of a loved one, and they are all broken out by what we call like losses. So our clients call in, talk to the director of adult bereavement, tell them who died, what age they are, what their set of circumstances are, and our director will put them in a group with other people who they can really relate to. Similar age groups, similar types of loss, whether it's a parent loss, an adult child loss, a sibling or friend loss, a spousal or partner loss based on their age group. And we're the only place in Montgomery County, as far as I know, that actually has groups for young spousal and partner loss, people under 50 years old. We also are one of the only organizations that has specialized groups for people who are grieving the death of somebody who died by suicide. So those are some real specialized adult bereavement support group. We have a program called our Bereaved Caregivers Retreat, which is a full weekend program for people who were primary caregivers and that person has died in the last year or two, and they are really not only grieving but kind of rebuilding their identity and figuring out what's next for me. As you may know, many people give up really their whole identity to become a caregiver. People often give up their careers, they often give up their hobbies, they often don't have a lot of time to see friends anymore, and then after their loved one dies, they really need to kind of start over and you know, kind of figure out what's next for me and how do I grieve and also face forward and rebuild my life. Then we have a wide variety of children's bereavement support services as well, where we have children who are grieving the death of a parent or a sibling or a grandparent or somebody who's special and important to them, a friend, and they often very much feel alone in their experience. Children often assume nobody else in their age group has ever experienced anything like this. So our programs are really meaningful because they build community for children and help children realize they're not alone, and that there are people that can relate, and that there are adults who care about them and can help them get the support they need. So we have school-based support groups called Good Grief Clubs, and an overnight camp for grieving children at Barty Mountainside, and a program called Parenting While Grieving, where parents come together who have lost usually spouses, but they're still parenting their children who are also grieving the death of their parents. And so, and then a family nights program where families come together and do art projects. So there are a lot of different programs, all of which are different tools to get to similar outcomes. And the outcome that we're looking for is to really build community, help children and families realize that they're not alone in their grief experience, and help them to identify strategies that can allow them to you know, heal and continue to keep their loved one in their heart, but to also find joy in life and to be able to kind of move forward in their lives. And then last but not least, we do a lot around community education and partnering with other organizations such as yourselves, and offering webinars and panel discussions and film screenings and book talks and things on topics related to serious illness, end of life, advanced care planning, loss and grief, and just anything, caregiving, all of those kinds of supports. And we try to bring people together again to sort of build community and help people to realize that they're not in it alone, but also to learn about resources, learn about strategies, and really gain the tools to be able to navigate these hard times on their own.
That's an incredible amount of information and the most comprehensive of programs that I've heard in this metropolitan area. So thank you for sharing all of that. As you may remember, my husband died in June of 2020, and I really didn't want to go to grief counseling. I'd been caring for him for years, so I felt like I was prepared, but you're not prepared. I really think and highly recommend grief counseling to anybody who's been a caregiver, especially, and experienced a significant spousal loss. It's pretty big.
If it's okay, I would also love to add that almost all of our services are completely free of charge. Nobody will ever see a bill. And we are a non-clinical organization, and we're very proud of that. We do comprehensive training for our volunteers, but most of our direct services are delivered by trained facilitators who are volunteers. And it makes it very comfortable for people to be in a really non-clinical setting, where a lot of times the group facilitators are people that have been through similar experiences and really get it and understand it at the heart level. And we're not, making clinical diagnoses or telling people what to do. It's really just a safe space to talk and share. So it's a little bit of a different model than some of the more clinical models.
Yes, that's really great information. Good to know. I had home care, of course, Smith Life Home Care, caregivers helping my husband and myself, but you definitely need more. It does take a village, and CaringMatters certainly provides a great deal of really critical support. I'd also like to mention that our caregivers are trained in hospice care. Our caregivers are trained in kosher. So we have a caregiver that would fit pretty much anyone's need out in the community. So we're almost coming to the end of our program here. Allison, if somebody wants to help CaringMatters, how would they do that?
So there are so many ways. We are always looking for volunteers for all of our programs and some of the administrative work that we do and fundraisers. There are lots of ways to get involved. You could call our phone number or check out our website. And I know that both of those pieces of information will be on the screen at the end of this. But our phone number is 301-869-4673. And our website is www.caringmatters.org. Again, there are many, many volunteer opportunities. We're a very small grassroots organization, and we're always open to talking to people that have ideas of how they'd like to contribute and get involved.
That's a beautiful thing. Allison, thank you so much. We really appreciate the information that you shared this morning. I know there's lots more, but we have a limited time this morning. So I really appreciate your organization and everything that you shared this morning. So thank you again for being our guest on Ask the Expert. Smith Life Home Care is an award-winning home care company, and we have just opened a 4th location to help serve the community in Friendship Heights. This is a unique business model that is offering 1, 2, or 3 hours of care, and very similar to our Independence Plus model on the Charles E. Smith Life Communities campus. So if you'd like more information about that, please give us a call at 301-816-5020, or go to our website and just ask for Kathleen. I'm happy to tell you about our Friendship Heights program. Again, thank you all for watching this week, and we'll see you next time on Smith Life Home Care's Ask the Expert. Bye.